Hello guys, welcome to another video. The Slime and the Shield by WGS564. Chapter 6 Catastrophes Loss. Quick question, while this chapter is out, should I add another that time I got reincarnated as a slime character? If so, who do you think it should be? I thought Milam would work since, well, I don't think I need to elaborate, but I'm open to suggestions on more characters. Now Fumi. I can't trust anything you say. Get lost. Rimuru. Cold, but I can't blame him. Melty. Please wait, you have to hear me out now. Fumi. I don't have to listen to a damn word that comes out of the filthy royal mouths. Rimuru. Sorry Melty, but you should leave. Night. Princess Melty, His Royal Majesty calls, please come with us. Melty. Very well, I'll go, I have to leave now. Philo. Philo. Mel, wait now. Fumi. Philo. No, don't. Melty then left. Raphtalia. Why couldn't you have given her a chance to explain herself? Philo. Hey masters, I don't understand, how could you treat Mel so coldly? Why? Tell me why, please. Rimuru. Well, I think we should at least give her an explanation, it's not like she won't understand. Naofumi. Fine. Rimuru then explained the history between Naofumi and the royal family. Philo. But that can't be, Mel is not like that. Rimuru. As far as we know, but we can't be sure, so it would be best to keep your distance. We don't want any trouble with the royal family, but anyways, while we're here we should probably get those class upgrades we heard about. Naofumi. Good idea partner. They made their way to the church. Naofumi. Why is the shield the only one that's missing? When they entered they had an unwelcome surprise. Naofumi. 15 gold pieces. Rimuru. Is that all? Fine. Rimuru handed the nun 30 gold pieces. Naofumi. Go on, you too. And Rimuru, don't you want one? Rimuru. Believe me, an upgrade is the last thing I need. But then they received the news that they weren't allowed to obtain any class upgrades. Seal. Suggestion, you could just kill them and take it for free. Rimuru. Tempting but unnecessary. Fine, we'll just take our money elsewhere. Your loss. The party left the church. Rimuru. I could do a self-made class upgrade, but maybe later. It's not even like we need an upgrade right now. The party slept at an inn and left in the morning for a job while they aided refugees and heard of their struggle and the bow hero's involvement in it. Thanks to Rimuru's abilities, the people were better off. When they encountered the bow and sword hero, they reprimanded them for their recklessness. When the conversation was finished, the shield's party encountered the same group that wanted to help them. Rimuru gave them decent gear. Rimuru. Be careful, I made that suit so that if you betray us then they will explode on your person. The party was intimidated. Naofumi. Hey, nice joke partner. Rimuru. Joke? Raphtalia. Master Rimuru, you were kidding, right? Rimuru. Raphtalia. Right. Rimuru. Let's all do our best out there with this gear. You guys should be able to defend the people easily. Rimuru refused to elaborate on if they would explode or not. The next day arrived and the team was ready. Rimuru warped them to the town and teleported all the civilians to a safe shelter. Ache. We can handle things here, the front lines need you guys. Rimuru. Right, don't die. The party of the shield left. They found the other three heroes struggling and arguing against what looked like an undead pirate ship. Rimuru. Struggling again, are we now? That is just sad. Naofumi. Honestly, do we have to do everything for you? The three heroes were furious with that comment. Rimuru. Let's show them how it's done, guys. Without another word they each destroyed all the monsters while the other heroes could do nothing but watch. Soon the dimensional soul eater was spawned. The other heroes tried using lightning magic to no use. Naofumi. You can take this one if you want. Philo. K. With that, Philo unleashed a fury of quick strikes and wind attacks that destroyed the beast with ease. Naofumi. Looks like that puts an end to that. Rimuru. Good job Philo, you did very well. Philo. Thank you. Master. Rimuru was patting her head much to her joy. Itsuki. I'll be damned. Ren. So basically they cheated. Motoyasu. You can bet things will be different next. T. A dog biscuit was hurled into Motoyasu's face. Motoyasu. Will you doing? Stop that already. Philo. Hey, don't tell me you're a sore loser. Rimuru. Come on Motoyasu, answer the girl. While Motoyasu seemed to be antagonized by Rimuru and Philo, suddenly everyone felt another ominous prescience. It was another soul eater. Itsuki. Another one. Ren. I've definitely never seen this in a game before. Rimuru. That's because it's not a game. Whatever. Raphtalia, you can. Suddenly the soul eater was defeated without another word by an attack from above. Ren. Just how broken are you guys? Rimuru. That wasn't us. Glass. How very disappointing. A woman with black hair wearing a dark yukata suddenly appeared from above. Glass. Some of you actually had trouble with weaklings like these. Are you really the heroes holding the world's fate in your hands? Glass. There are only 2 here worthy of being called heroes, and what are your names? Rimuru. Can't lie, she's kind of a hottie. Now Fumi. How about you introduce yourself before asking someone's name? Glass. Oh, pardon me, whatever happened to my manners? I am called Glass, and that's all you need to know for now. Feel free to consider me your enemy. Rimuru. I'm certain if you knew what happens to my enemies you wouldn't use the words so casually. Now Fumi. I'm now Fumi Rimuru. And I'm Rimuru Glass. Now Fumi and Rimuru. Well then, may I suggest that we begin the only battle of this wave worthy of the name. Rimuru. Seal, she talks big, but just to be sure she's not anything to worry about, is she? Seal. Master and his party are more than sufficient enough to defeat her. Rimuru. Thanks, Seal, just checking. Glass. Why are you waiting to attack? Why not send those servants of yours at me first? Ren. Servants? What the hell, Itsuki? You just called us Motoyasu. Now Fumi's servants. Rimuru. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but as if we let people as weak as them be our servants, you insult us. Glass. Glass. I see, forgive me, I did not mean to disrespect one of the only people here with strength. I suppose then mere weaklings would be a more appropriate title. Rimuru. You're not far off, Ren, Itsuki, Motoyasu. Screw the both of you. The other 3 heroes and their parties surrounded Glass. Ren. Meteor/Motoyasu. Meteor thrust Itsuki. Meteor shot. Their attacks hit, but Glass appeared to be unscathed. Glass. Is that all you've got? Glass then readied to counter. Glass. 0 stance rondo reverse 4 seasons. The heroes and their parties were defeated by the attack quite easily. Glass. As I was saying before, mere servants. Itsuki. How did she do that? Glass. I know, at least this will be entertaining now. Fumi. Sorry lady, but I was never much into entertaining. Rimuru. But still, here's the first act now. Fumi. Shield prison. Glass was captured by the shield prison. She couldn't escape it for a minute. Rimuru. Black flames. Glass was able to escape just in time, but was ambushed by Raftalia and Philo, who attacked her in the air. She could just barely keep up with them. Glass. Impressive, Rimuru. You just may have bit off a bit more than you can chew. Glass. Glass was attacked from all sides. She was struggling, and it was all she could do to counter. Rimuru. I may be holding back a lot, but I can tell this woman is quite powerful by this world's standards at least. Glass was barely on her feet. She was outnumbered and outmatched. Now Fumi. Give up and tell us who you really are, and we may let you live. Glass. I see, it seems I greatly underestimated all of you. I have no choice but to retreat. With that, she flew back into the portal trying to retreat. Now Fumi. Are we just gonna let her go? Rimuru. We know she's no threat to us, just leave her be. I could have followed her, but the waves will end soon, so I guess it's unnecessary. With Glass's disappearance, the wave also stopped. Philo. Is it all over? Rimuru. It seems so. Philo. The party went to the town. Thankfully everyone was alright and there were no casualties and little to no collateral damage. Rimuru and now Fumi were contemplating everything that happened and planning their next move when 2 familiar knights approached them. Ache. Excuse me, Shield Hero and Blue Hero Mauled. You are both to report to the royal castle at once. Now Fumi. Ha, Rimuru. Let's not ache. Please heroes, I beg you, I know how you feel, believe me, I understand, but please go with the captain. Rimuru. I really need to start learning how to say no to people like him. Whatever we need to pick up our rewards, so this does give us the opportunity. Now Fumi. I guess you have a point. When the duo arrived at the castle, the king was reviewing the battle through a crystal ball. Even though it was a flawless victory, with the look on his face you would think otherwise. Altcray. I saw what happened through the crystal ball. You did well to quell the waves, as much as I loathe to admit it. Now Fumi. Wow, don't be grateful or anything, Rimuru. Well, what can be said except you're welcome. Altcray. I have an order for you both. It's clear that the reason why you have obtained such incredible strength unbecoming of the shield hero is that ally of yours that's present as heroes. It is your duty to share this power with the kingdom as well on details on how to mass produce it. Rimuru and Naofumi looked at each other and then had the same wicked grin on their face. They then both pointed down. The king was confused. Naofumi. If you want our help so badly, come kneel. Rimuru. Maybe if you grovel enough for us to forgive you we may oblige. Everyone in the room was shocked by his words. Naofumi. You see where I come from. When someone asks for something they usually grovel before the one who has what they need. Isn't that right, partner? Rimuru. Yes, I'm quite familiar with that custom as well, partner. They say I beg you please bless me with your superior power to my insignificant being. Altcray. Insolent curs. Knights surrounded the two. Now Fumi. As things stand now, if we wanted we could kill you right here and walk straight out the door. Rimuru. Hell, we could take over this sorry shallow excuse of a nation if we truly desired, and there's nothing you or any of the heroes could do to stop us. Altcray. You're both bluffing and you know it, Rimuru. Are we? After all, it was our party that defeated not only the wave's strongest monster but the woman who brought the other heroes to their knees. Naofumi then had a wickedly menacing grin. Naofumi. With that information, what could you do to possibly counter us? The knights surrounding them were shaking and the king was silent. Rimuru. What? No response. Rimuru had his hand on his ear in a mockingly way. Author's note. I have not watched Akame ga Kill or Black Clover at this moment in time, so please don't be toxic in response to these memes. Naofumi. We only came here for one reason, the reward for our efforts, but don't even bother. Rimuru. We don't need money given to us by your filthy hands. The duo then turned their backs on the king, ready to leave. Naofumi. We're willing to tolerate you and cooperate only until the waves die down. Rimuru. Don't even think of wasting our time by calling us again. They started exiting the throne room. Altcray. I'm the king, I forbid either of you to disrespect me this way. Rimuru. Sorry, but I have no respect for a cowardly man who married his way into the throne. I've met countless rulers, but my least favorite kind, even over the evil ones, are weak cowards like you, and don't even think of trying to target our other party members. They'd tear you to shreds. Though he tried not to show it by masking it with anger, Altcray was terrified. He tried to curse them in response, but before he could, a knife in the shape of a dog biscuit was hurled in his direction, just missing his head. Naofumi. Shut up, and if you've got a complaint about us, go cry about it to your wife. We only respect true authority. They left without another word. They left for Shieldfrieden in hopes of better treatment and use of their dragon hourglass. They stopped on the road for a moment. Naofumi. I love traveling, it makes me feel free, shackled by no one. Rimuru. I know the feeling of traveling alongside people you trust is a great bliss. Naofumi. Yeah, no royalty to deal with, not even the other heroes. Melty. Found you. They looked to see Melty in a carriage with other knights escorting her. Rimuru. You just had to jinx it, didn't you, Naofumi? I know, just my luck. Philo. Huh, it's Mel. Hey, we're over here, Mel, it's so good to see you. Naofumi. Philo. Rimuru. Remember our talk, Raftalia? Masters, I know it wasn't very long, but we did travel together as a team. Philo. Mel's a good person, you know she really is. Rimuru. Maybe, but she's still royalty, so that usually means trouble for us, but I suppose it won't hurt to hear her out, don't you think, Naofumi? Naofumi. Fine if you insist so badly. Melty. Sir Shield Hero and Sir Blue Hero, I have a request, please return to the capital and speak with King Altcray again. Naofumi and Rimuru. Not a chance. Melty looked peeved, but she continued after collecting herself. Melty. I want you both to apologize for your conduct and reconcile. Rimuru. You're hilarious. I would rather fight this world's deities with my bare hands than apologize to that loser. Naofumi. Forget it, Melty. We need your help, heroes. We just can't stop the waves without you. Besides, you'd be nowhere without the king's financial help, don't you understand? Rimuru. You must really not understand the situation between us. If you did, you'd know we've been making a fortune despite that bastard's refusal to give us anything. Naofumi. We're the ones that are graciously working with you guys only until all the waves are gone, that is. Melty seemed to be losing patience. Raftalia. Master Naofumi, Master Rimuru. Naofumi. She's royalty too, Rimuru. Sorry, but currently no trust. Melty. Why? Why do both of you and my father have to act this way? It's ridiculous. Heroes and the king can't be fighting among themselves. Absolutely not. Philo. Melty. Don't you agree with me, Philo? Isn't this silly? Philo, not wanting to disappoint her masters or her friend, did not answer. Melty. You agree with me, don't you, Raftalia? Raftalia. Well, actually I am Master Naofumi and Master Rimuru's sword, you know. Melty. You see, they agree with me, both of them. Naofumi. Actually they don't. Rimuru. Yeah, I didn't hear that. Melty. Look, just apologize to father just this once, otherwise mother's going to yell at him when she comes back. Naofumi. That really sounds like a him problem, Rimuru. While you may have more class than your B********************* sister, it's clear you still have much to learn. Melty. What are you implying, Rimuru? This is not how. An effective ruler negotiates if you want something. Then you can't just go around demanding it, especially if said party has no obligation to you. You must gain their respect and trust and realize both sides of the problem and solve the problem efficiently, and accordingly you could have used the relative more amount of trust some of our party has in you to gain our sympathy, to hear you out on why this situation is so dire, or admonish the king for his unjust treatment of Naofumi, instead of just coming around demanding things like we work for you and even if we did that is not how you gain respect among your comrades and subordinates. All this approach does is make you look like a desperate whining child. Everyone seemed shocked at Rimaru's words. Melty even felt slightly defeated. Rimaru, along with that, a leader must be aware and never let their guard down, like for the approaching danger behind you. Melty, what are you talking? A knight was about to strike her with his sword, but Rimaru with haste stopped the attack and broke the knight's sword. Rimaru, you really have a lot to learn.